What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the You Tell Me Football Podcast. We are live on a Friday. It has been a long time since I've been live. I'm so glad to be here. In other news, let's just take a look at that. I mean, are we surprised? Maybe not so surprised. Personally, I think it's kind of comical. But we'll keep an eye on what's going on in that first match of the Premier League. That's what this whole live stream is going to be about today. We're going to be talking predictions. We got a couple questions that have come in from the Discord server. I see a couple people here in the chat. Good to see you, James. Good to see you, Yid Kid. And yeah, we're going to have a conversation about some of your predictions, some of my predictions. And man, at the start of this match right here for those Gooners, I don't think it doesn't look like they're starting off their season the way that they might have hoped. So, yeah, my name is Anthony. What's going on, Bill? Good to see you in the chat as well. Yeah, I am. I'm excited to have a little conversation, chat in the Discord. Which, by the way, let's do this. I'm gonna post this link in the You Tell Me Discord server. I just did it. If you want to join, click that link and we can have a chat. I know James, we've chatted a little bit before, and Bill as well. So anyway, I thought the way I would start is going right to those Discord questions. Regina, as always, she's so faithful to this channel, helping us out. And so yeah, so she's got some questions here. Let me pull this up. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so I put some questions in our Discord server, which, by the way, you should totally check out if you haven't already. But the first question that Regina had was the three front runners to win the Champions League seem to be PSG, Chelsea, and City, who've made top-class signings in their squad thus far. Do you think Chelsea have what it takes to retain their title? Do you think City need a class striker to have a genuine chance, or does Poch have the minerals to guide his unbelievable team to Champions League victory? Well, those are some great questions. So let's maybe start at the top and answer that first one. Do I think Chelsea have what it takes to retain their title? I mean, actually just did an interview with a new friend to the podcast. It's from the Next Gen football podcast, which you should totally check out if you haven't seen them already. And Cheyenne is a Chelsea fan. We had a little conversation. It's going to be posted in the next couple weeks here about Chelsea. And one of the things he was talking about was that, Tuchel does this really good job in those first matches of the Champions League to, really kind of buckle down, play solid defensively, and then go for it in that second match. And, even bringing in a guy like Lukaku, he's excited. I personally, I don't know. Lukaku's a great striker. Obviously, if we're going to end up losing Harry Kane, I would love to see him scoring goals for us in the same way that he was scoring goals for Inter with a one Christian Eriksen. But it's just hard. It's hard to look at that PSG team and say anyone has a fighting chance. They've just got so much class. I think, all the pictures on social media and things like that are guys, I'm sorry about that. A little bit of a Wi-Fi disruption. But anyway, so we're trying to I don't see anybody putting up too much of a fighting chance against PSG. Mauricio Pochettino has inherited a squad with so many free transfers there. It's just pretty astounding. Do City need a class striker to have a genuine chance? I think so. I mean, they got all the way to the finals last season. They lost to Chelsea. You would imagine that they would have had enough talent to handle Chelsea. I felt like both of those teams didn't really have a striker last season, and City managed to win the league without a striker. So, yeah, it's just kind of hard to imagine them if they don't sign Harry or somebody else, which I don't know if I've seen any other rumors other than Harry Kane. If you know anything about that, throw that in the chat and let me know. But it just seems like they've got their eye on one guy, and I do not think Daniel Levy is going to budge at all. And then lastly, does Poch have the minerals to guide this unbelievable team to victory? And to that, I would say, yeah, I think he very much does. You're bringing in Sergio Ramos. You're bringing in Lionel Messi. You already have Mbappe. You already have Neymar. It just seems to be the dream team. And I can't imagine he would have imagined that when he left Spurs, and just how sad that was. I think for him, as well as the club, and then he ends up at PSG, and now he ends up with some of the best of the best. We got a couple comments here I want to bring up. James says, we're probably the only team besides Arsenal who have faced them. I'm not sure what you mean there, James, who have faced them. But you're saying here as well, the false nine setup is potent, and that's why City have done really well last season. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they are obviously able to handle not having a striker. That is for sure. It's pretty incredible that they're able to do that. But still, feeling like if they don't add some better quality up front, they're going to struggle, I think, in terms of trying to win the Champions League. Okay, so next question. Let's see here as well from Regina. She says, what would you consider to be a successful first season for Spurs under Nuno? This is a great question. Something that my first thought, less about Spurs, more for Nuno. If he can survive the first season, I think that will be success for Nuno. I think there's a lot of good grace from the fans. I think that a lot of people are saying like, hey, this is our guy. We're going to get behind him. There's been a lot of shenanigans going on with Harry Kane. My assumption is that he's still going to be here come deadline day. I just don't see Manchester City ponying up what he's worth. And as much as everyone can try to say that it's on Daniel Levy, it's on Manchester City. The guy's got 3 years left on his contract. He's the playmaker of the year, the Golden Boot winner. You can't say Jack Grealish is worth what he's worth and not say Harry Kane's worth at least 50 mil more than that, at least. Captain of England. It just seems silly. So what would I consider to be successful for Spurs, though, under Nuno? Well, I think you have to make Europa League. It has to be top six. If he doesn't get top six, I think it will be considered unsuccessful. Now, obviously, Harry Kane and a lot of the transfer rumors that we've seen, these are players that want to play in the Champions League. If we can't get into that top four spot, I mean, we're gonna start to see the effects of that, just like Woolwich are seeing the effects of that. And so we're not going to be able to draw players nearly as well if that changes. So I think success would be 5th place if he can get 5th in the league. And it's so hard to even dream about silverware as a Spurs fan right now, especially when you fired Jose Mourinho 6 days before a cup final, when he's beaten Pep Guardiola in cup finals before. So if he was to get any sort of silverware, though, of course, that would be a success. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for that. But I think the primary goal has to be doing well in the league. James came back in here and said, I meant we're the only side who have faced Brentford before, besides Arsenal. Got it. Appreciate that. Thanks, man. So, yeah. So those are a couple of the questions that Regina had. And then Regina had a prediction here as well. And we're going to get into some of those predictions in just a second. But I wanted to, let me see, I'll pull this up really quick. Yeah. I want to pull up some of the Twitter predictions that I've seen, because I feel like some of these were surprising. Maybe I'm wrong, but some of these seemed a little bit surprising to me. Let me start here. Share this. All right. So just we'll scroll up. But Mo Salah, Harry Kane, and then Romelu Lukaku, which it's struggling to show right there. Those are the names in terms of golden boot winners. I would love to hear your thoughts in terms of who you think might be the golden boot winner this season. We'll talk about that a little bit. Oh, what's going on, Mr. K? It's good to see you. I'm here. It's good to be here. Let's see. James is saying as well, if we lose Kane, then we can pivot to a false 9 with Lo Celso as the focal point of the squad or lineup. I think so, but I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble if we lose Harry Kane. We got some friends that are joining us on this stream. I'm so excited. We got Bill. What's going on, Bill? And Mr. K?
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. Bill, I can't hear you, though.
There we go. I muted myself to avoid any feedback. Can you hear me okay? I wasn't sure if my headset was playing up or not.
It's great. It's great. It's good to see your face. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Thank you for inviting me on. It's good to be here. Was this Mr. K?
This is Mr. K.
I've not met you before, but nice to meet a fellow. Are you a Spurs fan or just a football fan in general?
Just a crazy guy living in East London that happens to support, the Spurs.
Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear.
No, believe it or not, I was trying to get this bunk bed built for my daughter, and I couldn't, and I kind of messed it up somehow, and I've suddenly become like an hour delayed or something. So I'm actually sitting in the middle of this bunk bed.
Nice.
Yet, so it's like, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's like
there you go.
It's under construction. And I thought maybe if I did it on the side when you guys weren't looking, then
that's right. No one will know.
No one will know what I'm doing.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Don't tell the audience, okay?
No, I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone at all. But so, guys, we're talking about these predictions and stuff. What do you guys think about Golden Boot winner this season? Who do you think takes the cake? Do you think Harry Kane does it again, or does Lukaku come back to Chelsea and tear it up?
Mr. K, do you want to take it away?
Well, unfortunately, City's going to buy him. I'm sorry, guys.
You think so?
They're going to put in a prospective €150 bill in. I mean, transfer request. Yeah. It's just they're going to get turned down. They're going to go backwards and forwards, and eventually he's going to go and do City. Pep Guardiola has told in a press conference, and the last friendly match that he had that
Mhm.
he's told the board that he wants a particular striker, and if he doesn't get him, then he's going to go throughout the whole season without any striker.
Yeah.
Now think about it. This is probably Pep's final season in City if he doesn't win the Champions League.
Oh, for sure.
So I think this is him rolling the dice, saying, "All right, fair enough. You want me to win the Champions League? I need a proven goal scorer.
I need to
Aguero's
spend
gone.
over $1 billion to win the Champions League. That's what he's saying.
2 billion. 2 billion. Lukaku. The thing with Chelsea is that it's slightly a sort of like semi-defensive team that's got good structure and shape.
Totally.
They'll chase you all over the pitch. We tried to get one of their defenders as well. Maybe even looked at the second one. So that was Rudiger. Now, with Lukaku coming in, the big man with all these little boys around him, they're going to play off him all the time. If not, he's going to be in there jumping in to score the goals or had them in and so forth. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think he's going to probably pull the same number of goals as Salah. I think Salah's incredibly consistent every single season. The only problem is there are other players in Liverpool that can score goals. So therefore, he has to spread them out. Lukaku is probably going to take the lion's share from Chelsea. So that makes him the equivalent of Kane in Spurs. But if Kane goes to City, he could seriously break some records here.
Yeah.
Everyone says, all right, City going to turn around and score goals from like the midfield, from the wingers, from the wing backs. And if Ederson decides to come out the goal, he probably score 1-2. Their ball boys will probably score more goals than anyone else. But the thing is, no, it's not going to be like that. The service is going to be incredible.
Totally.
And Kane is just going to absolutely destroy any records. So Golden Boot's definitely his.
Totally. I would imagine this number will change a little bit if that kit is a little bit different as well. What do you think, Bill? Are you what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, there's two things there really. I personally don't think Kane will go this summer.
Okay.
I mean, the 150 mil euro or 150 million euros, that's not the 150 million pound that Levy's asking for. So I saw the same bid. I think it works out to like 130 million pounds. It's a ludicrous amount of money, but I still don't think it's meeting the
valuation.
The valuation. So I don't think and I was having this conversation with a friend yesterday, and it's like when you're considering a club like PSG or City, they're corona proof, they're COVID proof. They don't a little bit like Chelsea, they have a source of wealth which they can afford to spend extortionate amounts of money. So I sort of think if City, if Guardiola is laying down that claim, I'm going to walk. And he signed the two-year extension last season, didn't he? At the start of last season, there was a bit of umming and ahhing about whether he's going to stay. Yeah, I think it was a 2-year extension. I think he will see out the end of his contract. I don't think there's any point of him throwing a hissy fit at the end of this season, unless City meet the 150 million pound price of Levy, and I think that's to start negotiations, because I think after that you still have all these type of add-ons. Does he get Golden Boot? And I think if he does go to City, I agree, he would get Golden Boot. I'm not sure who is penalty taker at Chelsea.
It'll be Kane.
At Chelsea. Oh,
Chelsea.
Jorginho.
Because would it now go to Lukaku if there was a penalty?
I'm sure.
Or would it still be
Certainly.
Jorginho?
I mean, he's definitely without doubt a proven goal scorer.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just sort of like, sometimes you don't want to be treading on people's toes when you come in.
These two penalty takers in your team anyway. But the star striker, it's his job to score goals, and at the end of the season, he has to show the goals on the tally. So therefore, in contract, because it's arranged like that, and it's performance related, he's going to have to be given the rights to say, you're going to get first dibs on the goal, because it's his purpose to do so. But the way I look at it is Lukaku. Yeah, he's got a point to prove at Chelsea, hasn't he?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I think I got to look it up again, but I believe Lukaku has only scored more than 20 goals once in Premier League season. And so he scored more than 20 goals. You talk about the cups and everything like that, but it was his last season at Everton, and he didn't do that. he didn't score more than 20 goals at Man United. Then he went off to Inter and did. So, I just wonder, him coming back, and I think what Antonio Conte did with him looks incredible. The way he was able to work on different things and be, I think, the force to be reckoned with in that league. But you're coming back to a league where I think they know you. People know how to play against you. So I'm not so sure he's going to be the Golden Boot winner. Whereas, he's still going to be a threat. That's not a question, but just
the big threat. Guy, he likes to push people around. The defense are going to have a headache trying to move this guy around.
Totally. Yep. So, throwing up some other predictions in here. Mark Goldbridge said City for the title, Lukaku for the top scorer, De Bruyne, player of the year, Sancho, young player of the year, FA Cup for Arsenal, City for the Carabao Cup, and Champions League. He's got PSG versus United.
That is deluded. That is so deluded. Sorry, that is deluded. I like his channel, but that is deluded.
That's for this number right here. That like button, 20,000. He just would love to get a couple of those hearts on there. I don't see United. I don't see United doing that.
If you can't win the Europa League, and you go to penalties and you can't. No offense to Villarreal, they did a great job. They were deserving winners, but United should have won that game in 90 minutes, let alone 120 in penalties. So just say they're going for Champions League. That's
totally. Here's one that I thought was comical. Arsenal will finish in the top 4 this season. Interesting prediction.
Are they losing 1-0 right now?
They are. I was going to pull that up.
Brentford may not be a bunch of farmers, but I'm sure they're like, shopping trolley pushers. But the point is, that I think they've done. I saw that goal that they did. It was a beautiful goal. Don't get me wrong. They put real pressure on Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal are making anywhere near top 4, 6, 8. I think around about 8th or 10th. That's probably why they're going to land up.
Yeah.
I think Arteta's probably going to get sacked in the next 5 days anyway.
You think?
If he loses to Brentford? If they lose to Brentford, it's like you're going to start losing the dressing room.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if it's in the next 5 days, but they've got Brentford, City, Chelsea, and then there's somebody else, and then they play Tottenham quite soon as well. They've got a really hard start to the season of Arsenal, and if they don't get up to gear, they are. I agree. I don't know if he's going to lose the dressing room after Brentford, but he's not. He's on thin ice.
No, but if he couldn't beat Brentford in the first game of the season, would you give him another 4 games? Are you going to lose another 12 points?
Well, the thing is, I don't know whether what the Cronkies how they feel, because I think part of the appeal of Arteta for them is that he is a bit of a yes man. He can go out there and say, trust the process. And
the problem is, the fans, for a start, because he's a player. The fans, obviously, they brought him in for many reasons. One of the reasons was the fans themselves.
But if you just say he's more of a legend at Everton than he was at Arsenal. Arguably Lundberg, the guy they had before Arteta, is way more of a club legend than Arteta. They brought Arteta in because he had all this hype around him. He's Pep's second guy, he's Pep's apprentice, and really he's not come up with the goods. So he is something nice. They had a
trying to say that he's going to go to
preseason.
Go to Everton.
Yeah.
Oh my
Benitez gets the boot at Christmas. Arteta will go to Everton. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm only saying that because they're gooners. Otherwise, if you step back, then you turn around to yourself and say, well, they made their bed. They're going to have to lie in it. They can't do anything to Arteta until they get to Christmas.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough because who do they sign to? Who do they bring in? It was a
mistake. They're making Obama the captain anyway. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was so many mistakes. I think mistakes were made.
It's more mistakes than us. Can you believe it? And they've got more money to spend than us.
It's hard to believe.
The only gripe I've got is the fact that they've actually won some cups and stuff.
Right. Yep.
Even when they're playing crap, and that really annoys me because even on our best season when we're absolutely thrashing teams and scaring everyone, we still couldn't win a cup.
Right.
So I'm hoping that Nuno will come in and
and kind of
give a
do
bit of
something
steel.
there. Yeah.
Mr. K? What's your impression of Nuno? Do you have hopes for him? Any high hopes, or just?
I think what happened is when I saw Nuno and I saw his beard, I was won over.
His beard.
What about when he shaved it off? That's
all it took. It all took the beard. Trust me. And now I've seen in live streams an awful lot of guys with sort of like semi-beards.
Yeah,
oh,
they're growing it through.
You got a lovely one there.
Yeah.
And you're growing half a beard there. Look, just don't shave. That's how you grow a beard.
That's right.
Yeah. Nuno is okay. So when you look at Nuno very carefully, you feel that he's a hard type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets vexed, he's vexed. He's very demanding,
mm-hmm.
right? He likes to have control. He can obviously he's Portuguese, so Dyer is his best friend. But he used to be a goalkeeper, so therefore he knows defensive structures. That's one thing which is blatantly there. But the main thing is that he's proven inside the Premier League with a team that shouldn't have performed the way that it did under him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that team even scared us. I remember at
times,
3 or 4 players that had to we even including Kane, we ended up fouling one of their players just to stop them from scoring against us. And that means that Tottenham had to resort to those type of tactics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's saying something for a team.
Yeah.
And I think with our team, he's going to have a lot more success. Now, the expectation is going to be there. He's going to soon find out whether the players can perform or not regularly. You never know. I mean, look, Dyer might have a purple patch. I mean, I've seen him in 1 or 2 games, but the guy plays absolutely fantastically. I don't know. It really all comes down to how the defensive unit is going to take on with the new goalkeeper and the new defender coming in, and whether Lloris is going to have a little break to allow the new goalkeeper to come in and settle in or not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his championship Conference League side. So yeah, I think Nuno has got his hands onto an incredible team.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've spent summer like slagging off parts of it, like Winks and Sissoko and Aurier and Doherty and Davis and Lamella and crikey, I ran out of players, man. Hart and
there was so much. And there still is so much to get rid of. I think that's my biggest concern is that we haven't turned over enough to, the first question that we had in here from Regina was, what's success for Nuno this season? And I think that's such a hard question to even answer. It's like almost because we've been just kind of sliding down, stop the sliding. Like if we can get 6th or 5th, it will feel like success because you think that
we're going to win a cup, right?
You think so?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
you can't do this to me, Mr. K. My hopes can't get that high.
Listen very carefully. I've looked at the rest of the team. I've gone through my fantasy league. I've picked my squad. Right, and Arsenal doing exactly what I wanted them to do, which is lose against Brentford. I hope they don't get any further.
That's right. It's 2-0. It's 2-0.
It's
2-0. Come on, you!
Come on!
Oh my gosh! What is going on?
Getting sacked in the ball. You're right, Mr. K. He's got 5 days to save his job. He's got 5 days.
I'm telling you.
Make it 3-0. He's got 3 days to save his job.
Arsenal fans turn around and get toxic. Boy, even Wenger couldn't last that one.
That is insane.
I'd love to see it. Love to see it.
You don't know how many WhatsApp groups I'm part of that are going to be so happy because
totally.
There's a guy called Gunner King, which I'm just absolutely love to go on his program soon.
Oh yeah, I bet. I
go under the hashtag of football first, so I generally tend to be very nice.
Yes, generally.
I just take the obvious.
There you go.
We're above you.
Yeah,
but we haven't played a game.
We haven't played a game yet.
That normally happens to us.
That's very true. That's very true. All right, so let's talk. Let's go back to the predictions as well. I want to.
Anthony, can I just say what a good season for Nuno is?
Yeah, tell me, please.
I think we need to be getting to at least the semi-final of this new conference.
Oh, the conference? Oh, totally.
Cup. Like, that is. I mean, when you're saying, "Oh, Nuno's going to win a cup," Mr. K, yeah, it might be
that one.
It might be that one. I think.
Wait, let me ask a question because I'm not very familiar with this type of structure. Let me straighten out. In the Premier League, right? Sorry, in English football, we've got the Premier League, then you got the Championship, and then you got League One, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Now in the
and then League Two,
in the Italian leagues or the French leagues and the Spanish leagues, they have a similar structure, don't they? They have like League One at the top, and they got another league, another league, right? So in the Champions League, that's like the top of that's like the Premier League, isn't it? In terms of European football, right? So the second one, the Europa one, that would be more like the Championship, right?
Sure.
Just below it, yeah. And the conference would be like League One. Am I right? Like when you step them down, they get to League One. All right. So basically, we're talking about a third tier European competition, which is 50% of them being run by a bunch of farmers. Yeah, I think I would expect him to win this. And if he doesn't, then I would seriously go out there with a whip and say, "What's going on?"
Yeah, but we said that last season about winning.
We did.
Europa.
Oh no, we were up
that's
3
above, though.
and we lost.
That's a whole league above.
Yeah.
But no, not Zagreb. Oh my days! I just remembered.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think a good season is that they need to be getting to the final of that. Really, I mean, I think there's a case to be made that really you just play the youth and you play either the under-23s in part, and you need to blood the youth for that competition because what I don't want to see is us sacrificing games on a Sunday because we're playing some of our first team in that farmers competition. It sounds so disrespectful, but we are in that competition, so maybe I shouldn't be calling it a farmers because I don't want to get ahead of myself.
In the stadium where the final is,
in Albania. I mean, it does look.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Because England played a game there. I think earlier this year or last year they played one in Albania.
The overall capacity of that stadium fits into our north stand, right?
Yeah, well, it's 20,000. I think is the capacity. Yeah, I think it's like 20 or 30,000 tops.
Guys, I'm gonna bring James into this stream. Welcome, James.
Welcome, James.
Hello.
Sorry, young man.
Can you hear me?
What's your name? I didn't get it before.
Yep, I am totally hear you.
What's
your name? Yeah,
Bill.
Please.
Bill.
Pleasure to meet you, Bill. And this gentleman jumping over here.
This is James. Here, I think I can throw those names on there.
Guys. Sorry, I don't get the labels on the screen, so I don't see that.
Oh, yeah. Let me throw those on there really quick.
Anthony, this is the first time I've been on one of your streams.
I think so. I mean, I'm
audience member, haven't I?
Yes, we've chatted for sure in the chat, but yeah, I haven't done a live stream in a long while. I feel pretty rusty, actually.
No, you had Matt last time, did you? You had Matt Hayes last time.
I just did a conversation with Matt on Sunday. That was so much fun.
That's brilliant.
And
I loved it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
If any of you guys haven't seen it, go back and check it out. It's an absolute smasher of an episode.
Yes.
Definitely go and watch it. And while you're there, smash a like and
smash
subscribe.
that like button.
Yeah, that's right. Hit that subscribe button. All right. James. So, James, you're having some trouble with your camera. Maybe.
I can see him fine,
and we can hear him as well.
Sweet. All right. Cool. Yeah. He's coming back, I think.
Okay.
All right, so let's okay. So we're if Spurs don't win the Conference League, is that where we're at? That's what we're saying.
fifth or sixth in the Premier League would be good. Can
I just be so honest with you? Like I am Spurs through and through, and my heart has been so royally broken in the last 5 seasons. Like, dude, I'm like kind of crying, like thinking about it. Right? It's like I can't even get my hopes up for the Conference League. I can't. Like I honestly can't because the level of disappointment will be so high. It's like I don't know, like a father looking at his kid and just being like, dude, I have given you every opportunity. I've paid for all of your college. I have, whatever. Right. And it's like, and yet you still fail your classes. Like, what else can I do? I can't take the classes for you. Like, that's what it seems like. If we can't win the Conference League, oh my gosh, if
you play the youth. If you play the youth, Anthony, then you kind of get around. I know exactly what you're saying, but that was the problem last year because we were playing part of our first.
We were.
11. Whereas if we just say, right, it's just going to be the youth and the players who are trying to break in, like you could say, you're going to give Tanganga an extended run in the in the Conference League, and some of these other players you could give it to Scarlett, maybe Divine, Niall John. You give some of these players who have played in the preseason, and you use this.
Give him a run out.
Sessignon, exactly. Give these players. As well. I mean,
young. I mean, he's 20 years. He's nearly 20 now, so he should be like ready to start doing.
He should be ready. Exactly. We don't really see much of him. And even Brian Hill, just to blood him and get him used to. We can hear you, James.
All right.
But use that as an example, and that as like as an opportunity to do it, and then Anthony, your heart won't get broken because you're just saying, well, it's just the youth.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's just the youth. If you're playing Sonny and Højbjerg,
that lost against Zagreb, though.
But does the Conference League not count to us then? Is that what we're saying?
The cup is
I know, but is it like the Audi Cup? Do you know what I'm saying? We lifted the Audi Cup.
Don't mention
it. Is the Conference League the Audi Cup of the European leagues? Like, are we? Because if it's not the Audi Cup, then please win it. Please. Like what? How do you have?
Not the Audi Cup because we win the Audi Cup. So it can't be the Audi Cup.
It's a glass. It's a very pure crystalline glass with milk in it.
That's right. Well, I think the cup. I think the cup itself is like it would never hold anything. I think it's made of like cords or something. Let me look at that picture again.
Wow.
Anyway, so James, while I'm looking this up, what would be success for you for Nuno in his first season?
Well, I think if we finished in the top 6, then that would be a success.
In the top 6?
Yeah.
Yep.
If we ended up getting to at least one semi-final.
Okay.
And if we managed to get to at least the semi-final of the Conference League, then that will also be a success.
Okay. So semifinals count.
Yeah.
All right. You'll give Nuno a pass for semifinals in his first season. Yeah. Second season, I can't be okay with that. I think we got to see more.
If he got more players, we would have to reach for the top 4 at least.
Sure. Totally. All right, guys, let me pull this up. Let me just show this to you just so you can see it. This is what it looks like at the bottom, okay? So there is holes, but it looks like there is an actual cup in there. So you could fill it with champagne if you were so inclined and drink from that cup. But it's a very interesting,
at least the Conference League trophy will be different compared to the Europa League trophy and the Champions League trophy.
Sure.
Is the Conference League trophy bigger than the Europa League? Like, I feel like there's a kind of overcompensation
to be the first to win it.
No, actually the size. I think we've got the Champions League, and then Europa, and then
it zoomed in really close.
Big. Actual size is about this big, and it just zoomed in a little bit.
I just pulled it up real close for you.
You're meant to drink a schnapps out of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they drink out of it, isn't it? You can have a shot of whiskey or a shot of champagne.
I don't know. Listen, 6 months when we win this cup, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's in 6 months or 8 months from now we win this cup, right? Yeah, we're going to remember this video.
Oh my gosh, totally. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Like,
yeah, we won the whole that cup,
the Conference League. The whole point of this is to make statements that we will come back to and hopefully not cry about. That's the goal.
One statement signing would probably be Martinez come to Spurs.
If we could bring him in.
The biggest statement signing we can do is keeping Kane.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Mr. K.
That is. We're spending the Kane money now.
Take 6 months to settle himself into the Premier League.
Then that would be
the problem with Martinez, he can't play alone. He needs a big man next to him.
And that's why
he's a little fella. So realistically, if we get rid of Kane, we have to bring in 2 strikers.
Yeah.
Someone like a Llorente, someone big. What's that French guy? for Chelsea before. Is he still there? Giroud?
Giroud's not there. No, he's
Giroud's
left.
Gone.
No, he went
But he's gone to
AC
Milan, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's milking
But I
the money
think-
then.
Yeah. I think though what's the, and I'm gonna butcher this last name, Vlahovic or something like that is the other name of Vlahovic.
Val something.
Yeah.
Vlahovic from Fiorentina.
I've
Yep.
not seen him play at all.
But he's, I believe, more of that hold up type of striker, would able to be the bigger guy that could maybe partner with him. So anyway,
we really need that striker that scores goals.
Yeah, that's really all we do need. That's all I want.
Can I ask a question? Do you not think that we are already spending the Kane money now?
No, we're not spending a penny.
Okay, if he doesn't go, hang on.
If
If he doesn't, hang on. If he doesn't go,
have probably taken sponsorship deals from rugby and a couple of concert money as well.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, do you not think, if he doesn't go this summer, he will go next summer?
Yeah.
Because whether he signs an extension or not, because Levy knows, let's get them in now. Okay.
Hold on, James. Let him finish. James, hold on. Let him finish.
Let's get the players in now, because Levy doesn't want to have the Mickey taken out of him, because they know that they've got 150 million burning a hole in their pocket. They're going to do all their business now, and that's in part what Paratici is brought in to do. And they can say, okay, you're going to go for 100 mil next summer, say, or 90 mil, but at least then you've already brought in some of these replacement strikers. That's kind of the impression I'm getting, because we bought Romero. I see this other stuff, like we're going to go for Vlahovic, and also, is it Milenkovic? There was a defender that West Ham are trying to sign, but apparently we're now in for him as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of thinking, who?
Anyvich. That's actually the reason why is because Paratici, you know how he has like 10 players for everyone. Yeah. He's just actually getting to the Vich part of his list, and so this is the next rumor that's coming out. But anyway,
so basically looking at
he's got 99 signings, but a Vich ain't one.
So basically looking at
all right, that's the end of the stream.
Take a bow.
Okay, time out. All right,
James.
You're trying to.
We're being rude to James because he's quietly trying to say something.
This might be a long shot, but
a quiet shot as well.
I reckon Kane might possibly go in the January transfer.
January?
No way.
I think it's no. It would be so. I don't think that he could do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I like the way he thinks, though. I like the way James thinks.
Yeah.
No one's
Why is
thought of that yet. Because no one's even thought of anything like that before.
That's true.
I've never thought Kane might go in the January window. No, basically, right now the big push is can Kane's contract be signed up by Sunday?
Yeah.
That's what the big push is right now. And the answer is, well, Levy. The answer is no. It'll be done at the 31st of August, because by that time, the City will finally concede and give him the 160, 170 million that he's after.
Right.
Yeah. Now he's going to turn around to City and say, no, I don't want one of your players. I've got Paratici.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Paratici has got a list of players. Now, the problem is this, right? Yeah. If you look at the transfers that have been done so far. Just one little tidbit. Out of all the transfers that have happened so far, we've actually made a profit of 3.5 million.
I know. I saw that Cody posted that the other day.
Okay. So let's go back to what I was just saying. So what's happened is our goalkeeper Hart left. So we got a replacement goalkeeper.
Yep.
Okay. We had a defender leave, so we had a replacement defender.
Yep.
Right. Now, every season or so, we buy a prospective youth.
Yeah.
Whether it's Sessignon, Jack Clark, or whoever it may be at this particular time. This
Jedson
year,
Fernandez.
it happens to be Jedson Fernandez was more of a loan.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. You're right though. He was a prospective. Generally, when we buy prospectives, we don't spend too much money on them.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So Brian Gill is one such character.
Yeah.
Who is in that mold, but the difference is that he's not starting at the Jack Clark level. He's starting at the Sessignon level. So he's going to need he might need another season to develop and kick himself into the Premier League, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Right. So they might send him out either on loan, or they might send him out in the conference, as young man up there was saying. Okay.
Yes.
So I think you're absolutely right that the Conference League will be, because it's the Farmers League, they can pretty much play their youth in it, or they can play their the extra players to get some training or get fitness levels up, or just sharp, or just to basically get their advertisers to look at them. Because don't forget, these players that are going to be put into the Conference League might get loaned out come Christmas.
Yeah.
Right?
The only way I could see, James, I want to entertain your idea and say, okay, here's how I could see January happening. If Kane stays and City are struggling, right? Yeah. City are like, we will pay every dollar that you ask us to pay for. We will pay every dollar to bring in Harry Kane. I could see it maybe, but it would also require that Spurs are in such hot water that they've already decided to let Nuno go and give up on this season, because you cannot give up Harry Kane and say, yeah, we still want to try this season. Like, I just don't, I think those two are mutually exclusive. You have the rights to a man who is at the top of his game. He's the best player, bar none, in the Premier League. He should have won Player of the Year. It's a travesty that he didn't. I think if he played for Pochettino, he would have won the award because it would have been prettier football. But because he played for Jose Mourinho, who got sacked, he got shafted. How do you win? How do you win Playmaker of the Year and Golden Boot?
In Jose's first season, when Kane got injured, he came to a false nine with Lo Celso as the playmaker.
Yeah,
and that seemed to work very well on the back end of his first season. So so that's the reason why I think Kane might possibly go in January if it happens, because we can already play without Kane anyway.
It would be.
We can't play without Kane. We can't play without Kane at the moment.
Oh no,
we
no,
need
don't
to
say
transition.
that. Get guitar out. If you say those lyrics, we can't.
Yeah, right. I'll be singing that song again. That I can't watch. I can't smile and watch you. That's for sure. All right, so let's get back to the predictions, though. I want to get back to some of these predictions, because that's what this show is meant to be about today. So let's talk top four. Who are your top four predictions? Bill, let's start with you, and we'll kind of move around the horn.
Okay, top four: Chelsea, City. If City sign Kane, then I'll put them at top. But I think it's going to be Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and fourth is up for grabs, because I think it could be United. But I just don't trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I just think he's crap. I really don't rate him at all. I think he's gotten by just because he's got the quality of the squad, and they've dug him out so many times. But really, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's shown it time and time again. I think that fourth could be Leicester. It could be us. It could be United. It could be Brentford. It could be another. It could be Brentford. Could be Brentford.
I mean, that's a little bit of a long shot.
But I think it's either going to be Chelsea or City for battling it out. I think actually Chelsea may have the better depth now. I think last season and maybe a season before, City had the depth, or Chelsea were more in transition. They had Lampard, then they had Lampard again, and then they weren't really sure what to do with last summer's signings, Werner, Havertz.
Yeah.
I think it's Chelsea should really go on and win it. I mean, they're champions of Europe. Tuchel seems to know what he's doing with that squad. The only thing with Chelsea is that you never know, because they always seem to be sometimes like a Jekyll and Hyde.
To just stop you really quick, Bill. Breaking news. Brentford have beaten Arsenal 2-0 to kick off the Premier League 2021-2022 season.
You heard it here first.
As Spurs fans up and down this row, you'll never find a happier stream, I think, right now. Anyway, sorry, Bill. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be City or Chelsea. My money's on Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool, they've got a strong squad, but they haven't had a great summer, have they? I mean, their biggest signing is having Van Dijk back. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll see how he recovers from injury.
Very early on for about 28-30 million, like on the first day of the transfer when it was opened up. They concluded a purchase straight away. I've forgotten the young man's name.
I'll look it up.
They were the first club to sign someone straight away. It was
were they?
30 million, I believe.
I'll look it up really quick.
Yeah, so that's it. Top the final fourth place, it's up for grabs, but I think it'll be Chelsea, City, and then Liverpool.
Konate?
That's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Ginty here is saying, Bill, you have hair. What's going on? What is this?
Well, it's more the fact that I'd like to keep it very short, but since I'm going bald, my partner said, "Listen, Billy, since you're going bald, you need to grow it long one last time." And I started growing it when we were still in lockdown here in the Netherlands. So all the barbers were closed. Now they've opened up, and I'm a bit like, well, I kind of quite like my long hair now. I'm not
there
sure
you go. Dude, I love it.
No, who knows? Who knows? I'm saying I want to go get a number 2 buzz cut. My girlfriend's saying, no, you need to get it stylized. Yeah, exactly, Anthony. That's how I like it.
Yeah.
But it's summer and I've had it this long. I don't know if I should be going for the number 1, the number 2 when it's going to be going into autumn and then winter.
Yeah. So I generally do a 1 basically from like late spring through mid fall. And then I let it grow out a little bit. And then I come back and shave it again because I just love that I don't have to touch it. Like I can wake up, shower, and I'm out the door.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
That is just the best. So anyway, all right, let's go, Mr. K. Let's talk about your top 4 and take a look at this as well. Do you have any qualms with this top 4? Would you disagree?
Well, first of all, I'd like to big up Muntazar Ali.
Yes.
Yeah, Muntazar Ali, fantastic, mate. You're a fantastic supporter. I swear you're on every stream. I used to be Mr. K on every stream. Now you're on every stream. Good on you, mate.
That's true.
Eventually, I'm going to see you up here on the screen one day. Watch. Just get your phones, turn it towards you, stick a headphone in it, click on the link. Yeah, definitely get on. And so basically from that, I would turn around and say that Man City, because their pure sheer strength of their pedigree of stock is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, Chelsea, they did the same thing we did. We got to a final. They got to a final. The difference was they came out of a final and they got themselves a top-ranking striker.
Yeah.
We came out of a final and we decided to give Winks an extra contract or something, I think. Something like that. Anyway, so my point being is that it bodes well for Chelsea to be in such a situation.
Yeah.
So I would have to kind of begrudgingly concur that Chelsea may be looking like the team that's going to take Man City on.
Wow.
Liverpool, they had their chance.
Yeah.
Too late. It's gone. They should have done something last season, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do enough this season. I haven't seen enough from them.
Yeah.
So the answer is I don't see them. They're going to be fighting for top 4, but they don't have a hold on it. Man United. Now, Man United is a Jekyll and Hyde. Right? The players they've got on paper are incredible.
Yeah.
And now they've just gone and bought Sancho, which is even more incredible.
Well,
but
it's worth noting.
We got Premier League. That means that we've got plenty of people that are going to kick you in the ankles and the shins. So good luck to him.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's going to be. I reckon there's going to be 4 teams that are going to be hunting for that top 4 position. 2 of them are here: Man United and Liverpool.
Yep.
The third one is going to. So that's 2 of them. The third one is going to be Leicester, right? Because they've proven it last season. They can cut the mustard. Yep. They just didn't have depth of squad come towards April, right? That's what the difference was. 2 years in a row they're doing that.
Right.
So that means there's definitely something there. When we were doing that, we gradually started working our way up. And the 4th team, I believe, is going to be us. No, it's not going to be Arsenal. It's going to be us. We're going to be the 4 out of 4 teams. They're going to be scrapping over 2 places.
All right.
Okay.
Tell us.
So that's my prediction.
Okay. Well, I think that's a decent prediction. I think Spurs is a little optimistic. I'll be honest. Just wanna also recognize Levy spends a lot of time on his hair. I'm sure he has a lot of polish for that bald.
If I lift my head against bald.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
but hang on, Anthony. You say it's a little optimistic. Part of me sort of thinks, am I in La La Land to thinking we can be top 4? We were like 5 points off last season. If we could hold on and get those 3 points at the end of games, we did it against Wolves, we did it against Fulham, we did it against Newcastle. Sorry, we did it against Newcastle again when we went to St James's Palace. If we'd hold on for those points, we would have been in the top 4.
But what makes you think we're going to hold on?
Bill, we've got pedigree. We've been in the Champions League for like 4 or 5 seasons in a row or something, right? Yeah. We've got the squad capability there. It's just that we messed up. We blatantly messed up.
I know we did, but Anthony.
No, he's
saying
Bill is with you. Bill
James,
is with you,
James,
Mr.
what's
K.
your prediction, James?
Bill's with you.
I'm going to go with City top.
City top? Yeah.
Chelsea second, but it's going to be a very close fight between them two.
Okay.
And then I'll put Liverpool third.
Okay.
And then it's a tough one for fourth. But I'm probably going to go with Leicester.
Okay. Leicester, they're going to make it.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
I think it's a decent shout.
And
I don't think they got enough.
Just going to make Europa League.
Yeah. Well, let me bring up mine really quick, and let's see. I'll pull it up. You guys can make fun of it. So I've got City taking the cake again. That's in part because I don't think they've gotten any worse by adding Jack Grealish. And if they add Harry Kane, they'll it's not even a question. I don't think Chelsea will definitely do their worst, to try to challenge for that. I've got Man United taking third. Bill, I agree with what you said. They did take second though, right? So like they were runners up, and I feel like
but they had so many of those absolute. Don't want to swear. They had so many ridiculous penalties. That this season.
Well, we'll see. We'll definitely see.
They had an amazing away record last season. They've had a good transfer window, but I don't think they've got it. I really don't. I think they've got.
You don't have to.
I just don't trust Solskjaer.
We can agree to disagree. That's totally
They always spend money. Every transfer window, they always spend money. The Glazers' way of keeping the fans on board, right? Yeah, is to spend marquee side.
Yeah.
No, spend the money on a manager. Don't just spend it on.
No, but see, do you know what's so interesting? Here's what's interesting, though: the American ownership of Manchester United and Arsenal. There's something going on there with who they've appointed as their managers. These are club guys. They're total yes men. They're people that are they're not they're in over their head, and that is a gift to that ownership.
Yeah.
Right. They're just like, oh my gosh, I am the manager of Manchester United. Whatever you give me, I will love. I'm so happy to be here. Like, please don't mess with it. Like, so it's an interesting dynamic, I think, to note. And I'm with you. I think they should have won the Europa. But yeah, I still think they do all right with the players that they have. I've got Liverpool fourth. I've got Leicester taking fifth again. And this is probably where most people might push back because Leicester they've been so close 2 seasons in a row. But I really do feel like I'm not sure that they've taken that step just yet in saying, like, in solidifying that place, no questions asked. They are definitely fighting for that place. I just don't see them as saying, yep, I can see them making it over Liverpool. I've got Leicester fifth. I've got us sixth. I think that's a reach up a little bit, but I'm gonna reach for sixth. And then I've got the rest of mine.
On Arsenal, though.
You think so?
Yeah, because they just lost against Brentford 2-0 for crying out loud.
Yes, that's actually very true, dude.
They shouldn't even be in the top 10.
Well, I made this before. This is how you know I made it before that first match. So anyway,
we're gonna milk this so hard. We're gonna milk this for a while, you know that.
West Ham there, Anthony.
Yeah,
I think because they'll be in Europe this season, they will struggle.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake to put them there. Let me tell you 2 reasons why. One is what Bill said about Europe. The second one is they haven't bought anyone.
And they haven't got Lingard.
Yeah, they haven't got Lingard.
They don't have Lingard, even worse.
Yeah,
but they're not buying anyone. That's the problem. The
Great comment there.
Arteta in for the North London Derby.
I've got my banner ready. I'm just going to write Arteta in now.
Totally. Yeah. So yeah, it might be a little high. I think they did really well last season. I agree with you. I don't know really see them having brought in too many more, but the Lingard piece is something I should have considered before I placed them there. That they're not going to have Lingard as well. Really quick, I want to just bring up on our Discord server, Regina did give her prediction. She said, as much as I hate to say it, I predict Chelsea to lift the 21-22 Premier League trophy. They have a rock solid defense, talented midfield, and a threatening front three. City will most likely be runners-up after signing Grealish and potentially Kane. Then she has Man United, then Liverpool to secure the top 4 spots. So a lot of the same names is what I'm noticing in these top 4 spots. So let's talk about something that might not have a lot of the same names. Let's talk about that relegation battle. Who do you think is most likely to get relegated this season? Anyone can start.
Okay. James, go for it, Matt. You're the quiet one. Go for it.
I'm going to go with Watford.
Okay.
Possibly Brighton.
Okay.
And
it's a big 3. I mean, it's really kind of tough.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the first one? I missed it.
Watford, Brighton.
I'm going to go with Burnley.
Okay. All right.
Knowing
Good
them, they tend to get out of it quite easily.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a potential for that. Yeah, I think that's a decent bottom 3. What do you got, Mr. K?
Burnley, they're always scrapping along the bottom somewhere, but they didn't used to. They used to come in a little bit higher. And recently, their form has they're not investing, they're not changing their play style. So pretty much they're going to do the same thing they did last season, the season before. Block low, attack fast and high, kick it up top and knock it in. Now, strange enough, that actually still works. So if that still works and you can't break down their defense, then pretty much they can survive in the Premier League. Okay? Yeah. So that's my only worry is that Burnley is gonna do the big Sam system, right? Of survival. Survival. So therefore, that leaves someone like Brighton, for example. Now, the whole idea with Brighton was that they were supposed to bring exciting football. Almost Leeds-like. Yeah. To the Premier
we were
League.
going to take their manager. It was going to be great.
Yeah, he was going to be Pochettino, wasn't it? That's what it was supposed to be.
Well, the strange thing is that they sacked one of our previous players, Chris Huon.
Yeah.
And he was doing very successfully at Brighton, and he had pushed them up quite significantly in the table. Now, since he's left, they've not reached that. Since he's left, they've spent loads of money. When he was there, they had spent no money. So he did miracles with them. And now they're starting to find out, all that fancy talk about fancy play is not really going to help you when you're 15th to 20th. So Brighton, I fear, are going to go down. Now, what's left is either Watford or Norwich. All right. Now, I'm not too sure about Norwich. Skips came through Norwich, didn't he? He helped them get promoted.
He definitely got
Skips actually got a cup. He's actually the only player that's got. He's a youth player that's got a cup.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, it's going to be Watford or Norwich. So I've got a funny feeling it might be Watford going down. Unfortunately.
Okay.
It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. It's interesting. Even as you were saying that really quick, Mr. K, another thing that blows my mind is we sent Juan Foyth out on loan and he won the Europa League.
With Capu.
Do you reckon
he was so happy?
Oh, he was. He's all bandaged up and everything. But yeah, it's just like it just feels so like that was supposed to be ours. And we sent that guy out on loan. We're like, sorry, dude, you're gonna not win this. And he comes home with it. Anyway. All right, Bill. Bill, what are your thoughts for the relegation?
I think it's probably going to be a toss-up between Norwich or Watford. I actually think Southampton don't look great. I sort of think they've had a pretty bad window and they're selling Well, they've sold Danny Ings. Apparently, this either James Ward-Prowse might either go to Tottenham or Leicester. I heard, or there was
some
it was either
rumors.
Leicester. Yeah, I can't remember who the other team was, but there was Tottenham in there. They're selling Vestergaard as well to another club. I heard. Oh no, is Vestergaard for Fulham? There was another player. There was another, I think, Danish player that Southampton were going to sell. I just sort of think if you get beaten 9-0,
are they going for the parachute payment when they go for the championship?
Say again.
Are they going for the parachute payment when they go to the
Yeah, mate, yeah, quite possibly. Who knows? I sort of think also if you get beat 9-0 twice in a season, was it twice in a season or was it twice in 1 year?
I think twice in 1 year.
But no, was it not twice in a season? Was it not?
Previous season.
It wasn't twice.
Season.
It was just. Oh, okay. I think
because
it
of COVID.
blurred it all.
Yeah.
So I think
the same thing happened. Repeat.
Yes. Yeah. So it's against Leicester, and then it was against United, wasn't it, for Southampton? So I think it'll either be. I think one of them, Norwich or Watford, will stay up. I think the other will go down. Maybe Southampton, and probably based on tonight's result, probably Arsenal as well. So that's my bottom three there. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's incredible. And I would. I don't think. Whoops. I'm sorry. I had that wrong one. Here's what we've got as well. Brighton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. These are all, I think, good ones to say. Eunice says, "Am I late? Hello, everyone. No. You're never late. A wizard arrives exactly when he means to. We're glad that you're here." So here's what I've got. Add this back to the stream. So I have Burnley and Norwich going down. I think both will. I think Norwich was pretty dependent on Skippy in that midfield, and they've always kind of like just been on that bubble, just kind of yo-yoing. So sadly, I think that will be the case again. Burnley, I'm with you, Mr. K. I just feel like they have been. I wouldn't say lucky because they do their job. They do it really well. They actually were not. Even though they were 17th, they were not really close in terms of points about getting relegated. But I just have this sense that they've kind of ridden that wave as long as they can. People are ready for them and kind of know what to do. And then, in terms of Watford, I just don't. I don't see them staying very long. So that's who I've got. You can kind of see I've got Southampton a little bit higher. And Brighton as well. And you guys are making some good points. And I'm going, man, I'm really going to be embarrassed at the end of this season with some of these things. But that's all right. That's why we do them.
Quick edit.
Yeah,
quick edit.
That's right. Quick edit before confirmed. Anyway.
If you remember to in the documentary, Jose was saying that Burnley are very easy to prepare against.
Yeah.
But they are very hard to beat.
Yeah.
And
yes.
That's the reason why they've been able to stay in the Premier League for so long.
Totally. Yep. They're able to stay up.
I think if Sean Dyche stays, then they'll stay up. But I also think there's a bit of animosity between Dyche and the owners, and there's been like a contract that he hasn't signed for like 5-6 months now, and I think he could be gone at Christmas. And if he goes at Christmas, then they'll just tailspin and they'll bomb out and they'll get relegated. Dyche is the person who's keeping them up.
Would you stay if you're not going to get the right type of investment for that team, and you've been in the Premier League? You kept it there for how many? 4 years now?
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, Eunice, congratulations, mate! I hope you get fantastic results.
Yes, all that hard it's so good to be done.
Can I make a little prediction? Vieira's going to get sacked, and then and Palace will get Dyche. That'll be it, because Vieira's not going to know what he's doing.
So this is
that's my hot take. That's my hot take. There.
Sorry, I changed it. Crystal Palace going down, mate. No, it's not.
Well, so this was my question.
Zaha. Okay. So he's in my fantasy league, and the problem with the squad, right? Yeah, is that they have a good enough squad.
Yeah,
they're proven Premier League players, and some of them have played for their national sides. So you don't exactly have a team full of they're not simple people. So I've got a funny feeling that Crystal Palace will stay up. They were not going to do fantastic, but you never know. They might into tailspin. Vieira might be a specialist. Where's Vieira from originally? Arsenal?
Yeah.
Originally, Well, yeah. Well, I think he was signed to Arsenal, but they've sold. Palace have sold. Well, they've either sold or lots of their contracts have expired. Like Cahill's gone, Townsend's gone. There's another person. There's a few other players who have gone. And obviously,
Townsend's gone.
yeah, I think so.
Townsend's at Everton.
Yeah, Townsend's gone to Everton. Gary Cahill's left. So, and I feel like they're losing quite a lot of their experienced players. And obviously, Hodgson's gone, and he knows it. So it'll be difficult for Palace as well.
Yeah,
I think maybe James might be. Who said Crystal Palace earlier? Whoever said that is absolutely might be right about it. Was that Montezar?
Was it Yunus?
No, yeah, it was Montezar.
Montezar. I think you might be spot on.
Yeah.
Newcastle, you hate Newcastle, don't you? Right.
So here was my my final question for us was, who is the first manager to get sacked? That was that's yeah. I mean, I feel like we're
Vieira, the two Arsenal boys. It's going to be either one of them.
It does feel like, especially after today, to lose 2-0. Now, granted, it was away. It's their first game up. I can imagine there's got to be a lot of emotions for Brentford, and congratulations to Brentford.
Big round of applause for Brentford right now. Big round of applause for Brentford. Yes,
they did play quite well against us in the in one of the cups as well.
Oh, in the Carabao,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Is
that the one that Sissoko scored it? Or was that against Stoke? It was one of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't.
It was that game. It was that game that we watched with Ginty, and there was a defender that went through on Højbjerg and like drew blood on his shin, and he screamed, "There's nothing wrong with him." Yeah. What we're talking about.
Yeah. I think we're all having a little laugh. We try. This is now the You Tell Me football podcast. It's not just Let's Talk Tottenham. We are all Spurs fans on this show, so we are all having a little bit of a laugh for this show. And if you're
a bit biased,
a Gunner fan, and you want to come on and tell us your thoughts, I really do want to hear what your thoughts are now. After having such a rough start to the season. One more, so you guys were sharing Arteta most likely to be sacked first. I think after this weekend, it's definitely the odds are increased significantly. But anyway, we shall have to see. I want to bring up one more person really quick because they are a great part of our Discord server as well. Zinlei. This is their 20-1, but they've got Tottenham in 4th place, beating out Liverpool and Leicester. I think that's a little. I think
that's a push.
No,
I think that is a push.
That's what I was predicting.
I know, but I said that it was a push.
I wish something like that happens.
Yes,
okay, wake me up in May.
Yeah, totally.
Man,
and I think we would all take it.
Technically, you can't make any prediction until the 10th or the 20th week of the Premier League to actually know who's going to win or who's going to get relegated.
Sure. It gets a little, it definitely kind of shows you your cards by that point of the season.
Because at the start of the season, everyone's points fluctuate between 3 or 0.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and then Marcelo down here as well has Chelsea for the league, Salah for the top scorer, which I think is, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a hot take at this point. I could be wrong. So guys, I really appreciate you all jumping on. It was good. I was just going to fly solo today, and to have a couple friends just jump in here and chat about the league, obviously have a laugh at the Brentford score. I just want to pull it up because I think we can all agree it's just something that we should kind of ride out together.
Definitely take it all in.
One more time. Just first game of the Premier League season is in the books. Brentford have won it. It looks like
Christian Nagard.
Yeah, yep. And so we're definitely all here for it. We got the Yid Kid in the comments saying Brentford are going to win the league. That is a hot take.
To be honest, I would not be
but it is a prediction.
If that did happen.
Look,
Brentford should be qualifying for the ESL now.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, yes, You did join. It was the end, but that's all good. We're so glad that you're here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. We are You Tell Me Football podcast. Mr. K, James, Bill, thank you guys so much for being a part of it today.
Come on, you
It's been a
Spurs.
pleasure. Thank you. Come on, you Spurs.
As ever, it was great talking with you.
And you got Arsenal.